evening and welcome to another edition of Higher Sense Live, questions and answers with his subscribers and other viewers. So I'm going to be on for about an hour or so tonight. Obviously, depending how many people there are and the questions asked, I may stay on slightly longer. I've just been out trying to record Fern's Spring 26, as you can see by the box here. But unfortunately, with the typical British weather, it was extremely windy and very wet, so I haven't been able to do that, so I'm going to have to do that on Thursday. But don't worry, the full review for Fern's Spring 26 is still coming out this Sunday, so don't miss that. Make sure you've bookmarked it. So what's going to happen is the editor is obviously on the laptop, and as and when questions come in, she'll ask us the questions and I'll answer the questions as we go. The Spring 9 fragrances for spring video that I put up on Sunday has done very well so far as views has gone, with some great comments on there, so thank you to everybody for your interaction. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there's any of the fragrances in that video that anybody wants to ask any questions about, then feel free. So as we wait for people to be notified that this questions and answers is live, I'm going to sit with my cup of tea and wait for the first question. Hopefully. Yes, so hopefully, now that little technical hitch has been spotted and solved by the editor, hopefully the mic is now on so you can hear my wonderful vocabulary out loud. So, can I confirm, are we live?
We are.
We are live, right. Has anyone joined the live yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, well that's great.
No, I was just trying to check with the microphones that they were still working with us, joining them afterwards.
Okay.
So we could do with somebody to watch. Oh, there we go. We've got a soprano for life. Can you confirm if our microphones are working, please?
Yes, the microphones have just been connected due to a technical hitch, so if you can hear me loud and clear, please put a Y or a yes in the chat. That would be very handy. Also, does the title of can you change the title to like live Q&A so people know what they're clicking on, or does it just say Higher Senses Live?
It just says Higher Senses Live.
Okay, brilliant.
Soprano for Life said yes, it's working. So
excellent, right. Well, Soprano, if you've got any questions, then that's great. I was just discussing how I tried to record the Fern Spring 26 video, but because of the British weather, it was raining very heavily and it was very windy, so I've been unable to video it. But the full review will still be out on Sunday.
Yes, we will try.
So don't worry about that. It will get done and it will be edited in time. It's just with the wind and the rain, it was just impossible. I didn't want your audio quality to suffer so much that people couldn't really hear what was going on or any distractions. So
yeah,
yes,
there was a lot of rain, wasn't there, as well as the wind? There
was. So I'm going to do Q&A for about an hour or so. See how we go. I might extend a little bit longer if people come on late, but hopefully everybody read the community post which said I'd be live at 6:30, so I'm sure they're all queuing at the doors with the tickets just being checked by security, and they'll be coming into the room shortly, I'm sure. Is Soprano still here?
Yes, I think so.
Is he the only person in the room, is he?
Yes, as far as I can see there.
Okay, no problem.
Oh well, we've got 31 watching now.
All right, excellent. Well, there you go. I do apologise if I cough. I'm slightly under the weather because of the British rain. There you go. Any questions coming in yet?
Not yet.
Right, well, get your questions in. Fragrance questions, mainly. If there's any other important questions, I can try and answer them if I'm allowed to do so. Yeah, and we'll go from there. But what I can confirm is I'm going to do a midweek designer release, which is going to be Jean Paul Gaultier Le Mal in blue. Then Sunday's release is going to be Fern Spring 26, which I know a lot of you are waiting for. And yeah, the 9 fragrances for spring have done very well. If you haven't seen that, then check it out. And yeah, we've got a lot to come, but it's getting very busy at Higher Sense. And yes, the numbers are growing, the subscribers are flying, so that's great. So let's keep it going.
Natasha Varnum has just joined and said hi.
Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the live Q&A. If you've got a question, then put it in the chat. My editor will ask the question and I'll answer it as best as I can.
And Richard Luffren says, hi, love your t-shirt.
Ah, yes. Yes, I do get a few little questions on it, and sometimes people do mistake it. But yes, it amuses me, and to be fair, it's very typical of me personality. Yeah, I can't wait to be back in the gym because, as you probably may not know, I've had some quite bad back issues for a number of months. Pretty much resolved now. I don't know if it was a slip disc or what, but I'm back, I'm mobile. My next video is going to be outside, and yeah, I'm feeling good. So I'll be back at the gym next week, so hopefully I can look a bit more svelte and a bit more easy on the eye for you all.
Soprano for Life said, I want to buy one of these, Born in Roma Intense and Desaro the Most Wanted, EDP. Can you talk a little bit about them?
Yes, so was the first one Born in Roma Intense?
Yes.
Yeah, I have reviewed that quite recently actually. That's the one with the iris. Now, I don't particularly like iris. However, in this fragrance, I think it's very high quality, the iris. It's not your lipsticky iris. It's like it's a more palatable iris. It's a smoother iris, really nice, like more buttery, which I do prefer as opposed to the lipstick kind of iris. It's high quality. I think it's excellent to wear if you're going to be dressed up. So I would say the Valentino is more of a dressed up, mature fragrance if you want to impress. And was it the Most Wanted EDP?
Yes.
Yeah, the Most Wanted EDP. It's a very nice fragrance. I think I may have mentioned it on one of my compilations. Yeah, very nice fragrance. Yes, it is quite generic, but it projects, it lasts, it's mass appealing. You can wear it in a variety of situations. So if you're looking for a daily driver, then Most Wanted EDP, fantastic. If you're looking for something evening socials, dressed up, professional work, black tie, then Valentino Uomo Intense is definitely the one I'd go for.
Richard Luffren says, where are you?
Well, I believe I'm in the dining room. Yes, now, when I'd done my last questions and answers, I was at the quiz at the Stack in Sunderland, but unfortunately tonight, due to other commitments, I can't do that, otherwise I would have came to you live from there. So yes, we are in the editor's parlour. We thought this would be nice, simple, bright and dry, which is the main thing because it's bucketing down out there. But yes, I'm going to be here for about an hour or so. So if you want to know anything else, then please ask.
And Richard also asks, do you have a doggy?
I don't, no. When I was younger, my dad used to have one. He had a German Shepherd, which was great. It was the police wanted it as a police dog, but my dad wouldn't let them have it. Very well trained. And yeah, a little insight. So I used to fall asleep on the sofa. I think I was about 5, 6 year old, something like that. And I was living temporarily in my grandparents' house where the dog was, my dad's dog. And when I used to doze off, the dog used to wake us up on the sofa and nudge us. And then I used to roll onto his back, keep hold of him. And then he used to walk up the stairs, jump on the bed with us on his back. And then he used to roll over and tip us off in bed. And he used to lay next to us till I went to sleep. Fantastic. I've still got that memory. That's one haven't thought about for a while. But yeah, what a great dog that was. And it was lovely. It was just a great dog. Loved being around people. Very loyal, very well trained. And yeah, that's probably the closest interaction I've had with a dog. I haven't got one personally. But you never know in the future. When I'm retired, maybe I'll have time for one.
And he said, oh, I love doggies. Shame. Yeah, there's just a few people saying hi. Oh, we've got Richard and Natasha there.
Yes, welcome to everybody. How many people have we got currently watching?
19.
19. Well, hello all 19 of you. Get your questions in. Thanks for joining me. I do these every couple of months. I think the last one was at the end of January and now we're at the end of March. So the next one will be the end of May, I would have thought.
So for people who might be new to the channel, can you tell us a bit about who you are and what is Higher Sense?
Yes, well, I'm Haz. The channel is Higher Sense. Me and the editor take care of the channel. The channel came around from kind of an accidental hobby, really. My grandmother, who used to be a wag, she used to love fragrance. She always used to buy us fragrance for birthdays and Christmases when I was growing up, when I was 10, 11 or 12. So I had quite a collection. Loved wearing them, loved the stories and memories that were attached to them. And I had so many fragrances, and I was talking to other people, like on nights out, like my friends, and they always have one fragrance for work, one fragrance for going out, which blew my mind really, just because I'm a little bit special like that. And yeah, they used to come round, get ready at my house. They used to see all the fragrances and like, wow, what's all this about? They used to try different ones. It was really good. And yeah, as the years went on, I talked to people about fragrance, and then a couple of them said, look, you've got a lot of fragrances, you've got a bit of knowledge, you're clearly enthusiastic and interested in it, why don't you start a channel and other people who are either new to fragrance or interested in fragrance can watch it, maybe learn a bit or get pointed in the right direction. But yeah, mainly the channel is to expand knowledge on fragrances, new releases, talk about scent profiles, have a nice community where everyone can ask questions and learn a bit. I'm not the oracle, but I've got a bit of experience. I know I'm only in my late 20s, but you know, never mind. And yeah, I like to save people money, really. Watch me review, and if it sounds up your street, get a sample or buy the bottle. But what I hate is some fragrances, especially niche fragrances, are very, very expensive. And you might look at the notes and think, I really enjoy that, but then either performance suffers or scent profile. And if you've wasted your hard-earned money, I know how devastating that can be. So if I can save you some money and point you in the right direction, then that's what I want to do. And that's the aim at Hyacinths, to have a great community and to save you money.
Natasha says, my real name is Daniel. And Owen Lavers says, evening has, enjoy the channel, mate.
Excellent, good. Well, I'm glad you're here. I've seen some comments flying around on the channel recently of, you know, people who have subscribed for a long time who are enjoying the channel. There's lots of positivity, and that's what keeps us going, really. It's great when I get feedback on fragrances or people who have bought it on a recommendation and enjoy it. That's fantastic, and that's what I want. I want as much interaction as we can get. I want to get a very close-knit, you know, loyal community here, one that can, you know, feel free to ask questions, gain knowledge, and, you know, feel supported and feel comfortable.
Diamond Walty says, hi sir, I like our reviews. My favourite houses are Roger Parfums,
Yep.
Henry Jacques,
Yeah.
Aaron Terence Hughes, Boadicea the Victorious. And my question is, what is your personal favourite of these houses?
Very expensive tastes I see you've got there, so I hope you've got a very good job to support this, because that can get very expensive very quickly. Never put yourself in debt for fragrance, there's a bit of advice. Right, so can you read those houses again?
It was Roger Parfums.
Yep.
I know you're doing this to me on purpose.
No.
Henry Jacques, Aaron Terence Hughes, and Boadicea the Victorious.
Right, personally, out of those, I would go for Roger Parfums. The reason being, I think the quality of most of his fragrances, especially the ones that are more than a couple of years old, the quality's there. They use a lot of excellent ingredients. There's a lot of notes in there. I was having this discussion recently with my editor about how many notes are in Roger Parfums. Yes, they are expensive, but the quality's there, the performance is there. They're quite unique, you know, a lot of them are quite unique. Now, compared to the other brands, I do have a few Henry Jacques. They're very highly priced, and the performance is a bit suspect. Aaron Terence Hughes, again, I really enjoyed the brand when you're going back 5 or 6 years. I think he's got a little bit commercial. I think his creativity's suffering a bit because of this. And I think some of his fragrances have gone downhill a bit, both in terms of performance, scent profile, and value for money. So I do like Aaron Terence Hughes. My favourite fragrance is an Aaron Terence Hughes. If you haven't seen the video, check that out. The greatest of all time, my favourite fragrance. You'll see the Mount Rushmore with the fragrance there. I'll not spoil which one it is, but yeah, I do like Aaron Terence Hughes, but I think he needs to up his game a bit. Some of his fragrances are copying other well-known fragrances, and I prefer him to do unique, bold takes. Some of his older fragrances were very divisive, but I love that in fragrance. And the last house, Boadicea, very expensive. They've got a couple of standout fragrances like Blue Sapphire, I absolutely adore. But a lot of their fragrances seem to be very similar to other houses' top fragrances. I'm not saying they're a clone brand. They're a very good British brand, but they're highly expensive. Some of them ridiculously so. But most of the fragrances are good. Some of them are great. So if you can afford them, then fantastic.
Owen Lavers says, keen to try Hasivat X. Much of a departure from the OG. And he has one or two other good recommendations. Oh, I think he's asking for one or two other good recommendations for spring and summer.
Right, okay. Well, I'm guessing that you've seen the spring video. If you haven't, check it out. Hasselblad X is on there, so I'm guessing that's why you're asking. Compared to the original, I think it's a bit brighter. There's pineapple in the top, so it's a bit more citric. It's a bit fresher. The OG is very green, mossy and earthy, quite deep. Very strong, very powerful. Whereas this one just lightens and brightens it up a bit. Adds a bit more citrus on the top. Just opens it up a bit. So Hasselblad, I like wearing that more autumnal when it's getting cooler, wetter, colder. Whereas Hasselblad X, I like it when the temperature's going up and you've got a little bit of sunshine, because I think the heat and the sunlight really brings out that pineapple citric top. So yes, I think it is enough of a difference from the original to warrant a purchase. I would wear Hasselblad in the autumn, Hasselblad X in the spring. And for so far as other recommendations, obviously there's 9 there on my latest spring video. I do like Louis Vuitton. Which is the Louis Vuitton that I really like wearing in the spring? I don't think I put that in the video because I thought it was in the previous video.
Was it Imagination or On the Beach?
Ah, yes, so Imagination. Now, Imagination's a fantastic fragrance. I think you can wear that in the spring and the summer. So if you're asking for spring/summer, I think Imagination is top of any list. Sample it if you must, but I think you can blind buy it. It is such a fantastic fragrance. Everybody hates LV. I don't know why. Yes, they're a designer fragrance and they're quite pricey, but I think the quality's excellent. The performance is usually good. But yeah, Louis Vuitton's Imagination for spring and summer, for me, it's probably one of, if not my favourite fragrance for that time of year. Absolutely awesome. The citruses, the light florals, the tea notes that's in there. It's really wonderful.
Pill Cosby is asking,
Pill Cosby?
is saying,
Okay.
always enjoy your videos, man. Xerjoff Naxos changed the fragrance game for me. Absolutely magical.
Yep. Yeah, masterpiece. And one of my earliest reviews, Naxos, done very well. And it was one I wanted to review immediately because I thought this is a fragrance that, you know, so far as the brand goes, I think it put the brand on the map for me. Awesome fragrance, warm, tobacco, honey, that kind of note profile. You really enjoy it as well. Yeah, I think Naxos is fantastic. I've got one of the original bottles, so it's very strong, very powerful. But yeah, I think it's a masterpiece of a fragrance. If you haven't tried Naxos by Xerjoff, definitely get your nose on it. I couldn't recommend it highly enough.
It's very individual, isn't it?
It is. Well, I don't think it's divisive. I think it's masculine. But I think there's plenty of mass appeal there that people can wear it.
The smell itself.
Oh, right, yeah.
There's not many others that
Yeah,
smell like that.
Yeah, very good quality. It develops well. It's not linear. It's interesting. It's got personality, and it's so powerful, and it performs so well. It's a great fragrance, really good. So if you're new to Xerjoff, try Naxos. Probably not this time of the year, but for evening socials, date nights, especially in the cooler months, absolutely fantastic.
Richard's asking, what cars do you like?
What cars do I like? Well, I'll open up. I drive a Tesla. I like to say it's because I'm saving the world and the environment and turn to electric to help net zero. But the fact of the matter is, it's cheaper to run than petrol cars. It's very, very quick. I've got the performance model, which is great. It looks the part. It drives the part. I really enjoy it. But yeah, if I had to buy, and if I had my choice of any car, the Dodge Hellcat, the Hellcat Damon, I really like that. So yeah, if I could get one, then that'd be great. I like Bumblebee as well from Transformers. I think that's a Chevrolet Camaro, I believe it is. I've drove one of them actually when I went on holiday to Hawaii. It was a drop top. It was in yellow, and yeah, I'm sure it was something like a 6-litre V8. Absolutely awesome to drive. I love American cars. I love American muscle cars. Really good.
Did it have the stripe?
It had a black stripe. I don't know if it was exactly the same, but it did have a black stripe. But in the Fast and the Furious, is it Dom Toretto?
Yeah.
The car he drives, love that car. I'd love that.
Raucous Retread has joined and
Hello,
says, afternoon
welcome.
from Chicago.
All right,
Love your
excellent.
channel.
International authority, welcome.
Pill Cosby says, I would suggest a sample pack for Boadicea. Too expensive for what you get most times.
Yeah, I agree. I do try to get samples when I can. I do have a few Boadiceas. I've got Hyde Park, I've got Blue Sapphire Supercharged, which maybe wasn't as great as I hoped. And I've got the tobacco one as well. I'm not sure if it's just called tobacco, but yeah, that's a nice one. That's a really nice one. I enjoy that.
Raucous Retread says, Roger is an excellent house. I have about 15 of his creations. I think to your point about ATH, Roger has gone very commercial the last 3 to 5 years.
I agree. Yeah, he has gone commercial. I think he's releasing things for releasing's sake. I think the quality's dropping, the prices are going up, but then again, prices are going up across the board. But yeah, Roger Parfums, anything from 2020 and before, you're getting really high quality stuff. But his stuff in the last 4 or 5 years, I think, is slightly going downhill.
And he said, if you haven't tried, Orage is wonderful in the spring.
Yes. Now, interestingly, Orage, I think that's definitely in one of my reviews. It might be in my autumn selection from last year or the year before. But yeah, that's the one that's it's like damp leaves, soil, earthy notes, yes. And I remember I wore that. I was in the Lake District and it was raining. And it was in autumn, and I thought it was absolutely perfect me for an autumn walk through the trees in the forest. Yeah, the earthy damp notes and the patchouli, wonderful. So yes, I have tried that one. I did have it. I don't think I have it anymore. I think I used the small amount I had.
Raucous Retread says, personally love Jacques Cavalier Bellatrude since Lord Issy days.
Yes, yeah, very good perfumer, does all the LV stuff, fantastic. Yeah, I like a lot of his stuff that I've tried over the years. Yeah, couldn't rate them any higher, to be fair. So yeah, if you haven't tried the LV line, then definitely try them.
And Raucous said, Naxos is a great scent. It seems though the recent batches are more lavender than tobacco.
Yeah, they have. Now this is the thing, you know, I talk about reformulations all of the time, and a lot of fragrances that come out and they're like at full strength, and then as they gain popularity, they're like, as the years go by, either the oil concentration goes down or the more expensive notes get lesser. But I would agree, there were more honey and tobacco based in the earlier batches, which I have, but like you say, the lavender is a bit more prominent in the later Naxos bottles, and that causes a problem for me, because for me, Naxos, it's a deeper, darker, ambery honey tobacco, whereas in the newer ones, where they're a bit lighter and a bit more lavender and a bit clean and a bit more aromatic, it knocks it out of balance for me. And I think there's so much difference between them that you could almost think that they're a different fragrance. So yeah, if you can get an earlier Naxos, like a one that's 5-year-old, check the juice colour. The darker it is, the better. Mine's, good God, it looks like maple syrup. It's almost black, it's wonderful.
If someone could only watch one of your videos to understand the channel, which one would they watch and why? That's a question from me.
All right, that's from you. I would watch my fragrance addiction video. And the reason why I would watch that is because I know there's a lot of people out there who spend a lot of money on fragrances. It starts as a hobby, then it can get as an addiction and the fear of missing out, and people can put themselves in debt because of it. So yeah, watch my fragrance addiction video where I explain, you know, it's great to have it as a hobby. I go through a lot of situations, you know, rules, regulations that I try and follow, because a lot of people don't even know that they're addicted. So that's a great video to watch to find out, first, if you're addicted, and second, what you can do about it if you're addicted. I know it sounds simple, but I go into quite a lot of detail, so definitely watch that one if you're new to the channel. Then you can understand me, my perspective on fragrance, and also, you know, how I interact with other human beings and understand them. That'll be a great video to watch.
And Raucous Retread is asking, are you a barrister by any chance? I remember seeing a short where you were suited up in front of a courthouse.
Yes, pretty much the same thing. The barrister works in the Crown Court, I work in the Magistrates Court, so I'm at the lower level and the barristers are at the higher level. I do a lot of police station work as well, but yes, I'm a lawyer by trade. That's what I do, and that actually, it helps me with this channel, because I've discussed this before on a few earlier videos where people were trying to say that the videos were scripted. Nothing's scripted. Everything is just like this. I've got no scripts, I've got no bullet points. Yes, now I have an iPad to the left of my camera where it's got notes, because I found it very difficult to memorize like 20-25 notes. So rather than do that and forget some, I'd rather just look, put the notes on the screen and read them, and then I don't miss anything. But yeah, all the videos I do, I never write anything down. I never put an order of play, think what I'm going to say, write any lines down. I just sit in front of the camera and I just go through it. I only shoot it once. There's never any reshoots or coming back. I just record it, the editor edits it, and it comes out. And then that's all my own personal thoughts and opinions. Obviously, no shilling, no hype, Just my honest opinion. Nothing on this show is scripted at all.
We've got DQYLER.
Okay.
It appears that they've sent a €5 thing, and he says, enjoying your content, man, listening while driving the bike home. Cheers, man.
Oh, excellent. Well, make sure you keep your eyes on the road and your ears on the channel. That's the best way to be. But yeah, it's great that there's a lot of people tuning in, you know, from around the world, really. America, North America, South America, Europe, Britain, you know, fantastic. So it's good that my videos reach everybody and that people do enjoy the channel. So yeah, by all means, on the videos, get interacting, ask questions, put comments, any suggestions. I like doing viewer suggestions. Sometimes I'll do a video on someone and say, oh, have you tried this? Can you tell us about this? Or they'll just say, have you got this fragrance? Can you review it for us if you get it? And then I'll do a subscriber request. I've done a few of them so far. I think Frederick Malpromise was my last subscriber request. So yeah, if you've got anything that you really, really, really want a review on, an opinion, if you're going to spend big money, then by all means ask, and if I've got it, I'll try and get it out for you.
Raucous Retread says, I was a lawyer, gave it up for sales, and now I'm happy.
All right, excellent. Right, well, yeah, some call us Batman. Well, there you go. I do enjoy it. It's my kind of thing. It suits my personality down to the ground.
Chipotle Pappy says, I would have thought you were in sports broadcasting. You've got the voice for it.
All right, okay. Well, I did like my sports when I was slightly younger. I played NFL up until very recently, a couple of years ago, when injuries stopped us really. I was keen enough, and I still think I was fit enough, and my body, you know, had enough to give. But unfortunately, you know, Father Time is undefeated. So because of the injuries, some of them are quite serious with me back. I've had to stop because I had time off work, and I've got family, and you know, bills need paying. I'm self-employed. Can't afford to be often laid up in bed, which I have been a few times. But yeah, I loved sports, done a lot of sports. I've done MMA, I played darts, I've done NFL, played football, basketball, badminton, all them kinds of things. So half decent levels as well over the years. But yeah, now I'm moving into fragrance reviewing and YouTube because I'm okay with technology and I want to help everybody. But no, thank you very much. A lot of people say that my voice, even though I've got an accent, I try and hold it a bit. They do say it's quite commanding and it comes across quite strongly, which is great, and that helps us to emphasise personal points.
DQYLER says, any further thoughts on the new ATH Hombre or Riviera Maya?
Yes.
And
now,
have you worn either of them anymore?
I sold Riviera Maya, didn't enjoy it at all. Like I say, when I give an opinion in a video, it's not, there's no reason for it. It's not for financial gain, it's not for clicks, it's not for likes, it's not to stir things up or whatever, or for views. If I say I don't like something, I don't like something. So I sold Riviera Maya, got my money back for it. Not a problem. Now, ATH's Ombre, I have managed to get a bottle of it. I have reviewed it. It's in the pipeline to be released. I didn't want to release it in the winter because really I think it's more for the spring. So that one is due for release soon. Little bit of inside information. I don't own it anymore. So make of that what you will.
Raucous Retread says, have you smelled the new Frederick Mal? If so, what were your thoughts?
I haven't. I've heard of the new release. I haven't got my nose on it yet. I'm keeping my eye on the fragrance groups to see if somebody wants to pay the silly money for it and then sell it on for a little bit less. Because this is the thing. I'm in a number of fragrance groups and a lot of people buy and sell very quickly. And as much as I'll buy designer fragrances at retail when they're new so I can get the reviews immediately out to you, older niche fragrances, I'm in the groups and I wait for a good deal because at the end of the day, you know, I'm a normal man with a family and a job. I'm not a millionaire. So I spend a lot of money on fragrance, but I get them for good deals on the groups. Sometimes I buy a half bottle for a quarter of the retail price. Now, if I was buying all these fragrances at retail price, God knows how much I've spent. I've probably, in my lifetime, even at the purchase prices I've bought them at, I've probably spent about 40 or 50,000 on fragrances. That could have easily trebled if I bought retail, and that's not reasonable, is it?
So from me, what's the most controversial fragrance opinion that you have?
Most controversial fragrance opinion? Most controversial fragrance opinion has got to be about cologne fragrances. Now, I'm going to do a video on this because it needs discussing in detail. You've got retail fragrances, niche fragrances at whatever the price is. They appear the perfumer, they collaborate, they release a fragrance for whatever the amount is. Perfumer gets a cut, the house gets a cut, and the retailer gets some, and then the public pays the rest. Now, clone fragrances, in my opinion, are an excellent option for people who are on a budget, people who can't afford expensive niche fragrances, because not everybody can. That's absolutely fine. It depends, where you are in life, your job, whether you're young, old, or whatever, or if you want to spend money on fragrances. So clone fragrances enable people to smell a scent profile which is similar to a bigger niche fragrance at a fraction of the price. The quality might not be as good, it might not last as long, but it gives them an opportunity to smell a scent profile that they like but can't afford. However, here's where the controversy comes in. Because of technology now, they can almost clone any fragrance 95% similar at a fraction of the price, sometimes 10-20% of the price. Now, the issue with that is there's pros and cons to these clone fragrances. Now, if you've got master perfumers who make a great fragrance and they're paid whatever they are paid per sale, that's great. Now, a big brand isn't going to pay a perfumer a king's ransom to create a fragrance if a month later an Arabic clone house, because they're the most popular, is just going to copy it, take all of the profits and the cut of the sales. It's not going to be sustainable. And these big houses, some of them might go under, some of them might pull out of fragrance production. So yeah, clone fragrances are extremely controversial if used for the wrong reasons. And I'm going to do a big video on this when I get a week off.
You're going to need it.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part of running the Hyacinths channel that viewers probably don't realise?
The editor is a pain in the arse. That's the hardest part.
I can't even deny it.
Yeah, now here's the biggest problem with running the channel. I obviously do the on-camera work, I've purchased the fragrances, and the editor does the editing. Now, my editor is excellent for thumbnails and doing the editing process itself, so that's her side of things. Now, my problem is, because of my personality and the way I am and the slight little personality issues that the editor says I've got, I call them traits. Sometimes I have little opinions and I find it difficult to hold my tongue on my opinion, so I'll suggest it. But then sometimes the editor will get a bit defensive, thinking I'm either nitpicking or picking holes in it, even though I've got full confidence in what she does. I like to share ideas, and then if the editor knocks it back, fine, I'll go with what she says, because that's her domain. But I think sometimes my biggest weakness or problem that I've got is I intrude a bit on that side of things, when really I should just stay to fragrance knowledge, do my own camera stuff, and once it's all done, pass it to the editor. And if the editor does a great job, great. If she doesn't, then that's down to her. But yeah, sometimes I get a bit too hands-on, and that can cause a little bit of friction, let's say, a little bit of disagreement sometimes, but we always manage to hash things out and get the great videos to yourself. So I hope the time, the effort comes across in the videos, because we take care with every video. Nothing's ever just put together and whacked out on a Wednesday or Sunday, because that's what we've got to do. We put a lot of time and effort into selecting the right fragrances. I put a lot of testing into them, obviously time and money and everything, and then the editor takes a lot of her personal time to get these videos perfect for your viewing pleasure. So I hope everyone appreciates that. I appreciate it, but yes, sometimes I tread on our toes a bit too much. I find it difficult to pull back, but I'm trying for the sake of the channel and her sanity.
Thank you, it is appreciated. Raucous Retread says, I don't disagree with your clone thoughts. That said, what about the clones coming from first tier houses? Examples, Tiger and Tiger versus Vibrato, etc.
Yeah, well, I don't mind that. And the reason I don't mind it as much is because at the end of the day, every big house is going to have a summer freshie. Every big house is going to have, a winter resinous fragrance. Every big house is going to have, your typical, spring kind of green mossy scent. I don't mind that. Now, the thing is, if, for example, you've got Bulgari's Tiger, you've got Vibrato by Suspiro, you've got Aventus by Creed, that's fine, because they can all compete with each other, and that's healthy for the market. Because if they didn't compete with each other and you just had one brand, one fragrance and one price, like Creed Aventus did when that first came out in 2010, and that was, that was quite new, it was a brand new take, it was high quality, it was very popular, as it still is, unwarranted, by the way. It's terrible compared to what it used to be. but they charged an absolute fortune for Aventus because at the end of the day there wasn't really any competition, whereas nowadays you've got healthy competition, so they have to price things more appropriately, and at the end of the day the best fragrance is going to be the best seller, and that can only be good for competition in the houses.
Okay. Let's just have a look here.
Let's have a look how many viewers we have.
We've got-
Do we have anyone left, or have I scared them all off?
We've got 9 people watching at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And Raucous Retread says, okay, you answered.
All right, yeah. Tuesday, it is Tuesday, 7:05. So I think I'm going to do another 25 minutes or so of the Q&As. So if you've got anything else on your mind, any fragrance questions, any general questions about, you know, anything, the channel, upcoming stuff, then by all means, fire away. I know that a lot of my American viewers sometimes get the timing slightly wrong, so always watch out for the community tabs. I always put updates in there in advance to try and flag up either videos or lives.
So we were away at the darts last week.
That's right.
What are some of the fragrances that you took?
Yes, so I took a zoologist sample set. I believe there was 12 samples. Very unique. They're all kind of individual animals and habitat smells. I think they're high quality. Some of them, they're very artistic. So you have to be a certain type of person to wear it. Now, some of them are, you know, wearable and pleasant. Some of them are a bit more divisive and animalic, which I don't mind in the correct circumstances, to be honest. I have bought some zoologist fragrances recently, a good handful of them, 5 or 6, and a few of them I really enjoy. So there will be some zoologist fragrance reviews coming to the channel. Obviously, I like to space them out so I don't flood reviews with a certain house. I like to do different houses, different seasons at different times. But if you like zoologist, then there are a few upcoming.
Raucous Retread says, got to run to a client meeting. Have an awesome day, folks. Don't forget to hit like.
Excellent, thank you very much. And yes, if you're not subscribed yet, then by all means hit subscribe. Stick your comments in. We're doing well for subscribers. We're heading towards 1,400 now, which is fantastic. Ultimately, the aim is to get to 100,000 subscribers so I can get a little plaque to stick on the wall. And, you know, I'm going to leave no stone unturned. I'm going to put every effort to get there and bring, you know, quality reviews and, you know, some great fragrances to the channel. That's my aim. I'm going to put my heart and soul into it, and, you know, if that's what people like, then fantastic.
So you've told us in a previous video what your favourite fragrance was.
Yes.
We won't say it here, not spoiling the surprise, but...
Yeah, it is on the channel, check it out.
Which fragrance do you think most represents you? Would you say it's the same one? Or would you say that there's something that is probably you in a fragrance?
Okay, well, interestingly, that fragrance, I think, does match my personality very well. It's quite energetic, it's quite fruity, it's quite deep, it's quite emotional. No, maybe it's not. But yeah, it is. It's fruity, it's fun, it's powerful, you know, it's sensual, which I really enjoy. It's quite a, I think it's quite a sexy fragrance. It's a great fragrance. It does a lot of things in my brain, like heliotrope does. I smell it and it makes us feel alive, makes us feel happy, energetic, buzzing. And that's what fragrance should be about at the end of the day. I mean, you know, some people wear fragrances to smell good. Some people wear fragrances, you know, to attract others' attention. Some people like wearing it for fashion. Some people a combination of them all. But at the end of the day, if you're going to wear fragrance, then you have to enjoy the fragrance that you're wearing. Otherwise, what's the point? You shouldn't be wearing fragrance for other people's approval. So yeah, wear a fragrance that does it for you. That makes you smile, it makes you happy, it creates memories. I mean, you know, I can honestly, any major event in my life over the last 30 years, if someone gives us an event and says, oh, Haz, remember when we went to Ibiza in 2012 and we went to Privilege nightclub, I know what fragrance I wore then. Because for me, fragrance creates memories. So when I go somewhere or do something, whether it's, you know, weddings or holidays or a child's born and we'll go to a reception or whatever, the fragrance I wear will create the memory and it'll be linked to it and I'll not forget it. So yeah, for me, big events, I'll remember the fragrance and that'll bring back memories. It's like kind of when, I don't know if you've got favourite food and you haven't had it for a while and someone suggests and says, oh, Haz, shall we get that wonderful kebab or whatever it is, and then you can taste it. in your brain, it connects, and oh yeah, that's fantastic. Same with fragrance for me. I remember the memory, I remember the fragrance, and it brings back all of the memories, and it really is fantastic. I love fragrance.
DQYLER says, I hope nobody already asked, what was the first fragrance you smelled which blew your mind and sent you down the rabbit hole? For me, the first niche was Haldane. Still love it.
Oh yeah, Haldane Parfums de Marly, very good fragrance. I recommend it to a friend of mine actually who I work with, and he bought it and he loves it. The first fragrance that blew my mind in the wrong way was Black Orchid by Tom Ford, which was my grandmother's favourite fragrance. She bought it for us when I was about, I don't know, I was about 12 or 13 or something. No, actually, no. No, that wasn't then. That was in my late teens when I bought that. But it blew my mind because for me, it was just an absolute no-no. So divisive, so strong, like deep, dark, floral, and just so pungent. And I enjoy it more now, probably because my grandmother's passed. And interestingly, I wore it to her funeral in memory of her. And when I wore it, I hadn't worn it for years, and I thought, oh God, can I do this? You know, I thought I have to for her. And I wore it, and interestingly, it was much more pleasant than I remember it. But I think that's because of the memories linked to her and the happy times. But yeah, that was the first real fragrance I tried that absolutely blew us away. And I was like, good God, who could wear this kind of thing? But so far as a fragrance that I wore, which made me think, you know, wow, fragrance is awesome. That's an interesting one, actually. Gucci Envy. Fantastic. That was one that I wore during my teenage years. Yeah, that was great. That was very energetic, nightclubby kind of fragrance. And yeah, I wore that, and I don't know, made us feel, you know, 7 foot tall, that one. Yeah, really like Gucci Envy. Gucci Rush was decent as well. Tommy Hilfiger used to be my signature scent when I was at school. But yeah, a lot of the old school fragrances. It's true when they say they don't make them like that anymore. Old school fragrances, and I do still have a few, and I'm going to do a video on retro fragrances, and I'm going to bring some of them in front of the camera for you. They were big, they were bold, they were brash, they projected, they lasted, they were affordable. 90s fragrances were absolutely awesome, and they don't make them like that anymore.
Kira Carboni says, have you tried anything from Fulton and Rourke? I've seen them a lot on social media and have been curious if they're any good.
Well, I haven't. I think I've heard of them, but like you say, it's on social media. Now, I'm very much against social media influencers and TikTok influencers. And when I say that, I don't mean people who are trying to, you know, review fragrances or bring attention to a brand or whatever. But there's a lot of people out there who, you know, the shillers. And they'll promote a brand because they're getting paid for it, no matter if it's good, bad or whatever, and they'll just talk rubbish. So anything that's heavily influenced on social media like TikTok, Instagram, I'm always wary of the brand or the fragrance. Because a lot of the times these influencers will get sent the bottles for free, because then they'll be told, we'll send you the bottle, post in a good review, and you can get future bottles for free. So anything on social media, I take it with a pinch of salt. I'll get a sample of it and I'll test it and I may review it. But yeah, so far as social media and TikTok stuff goes, I tend to stay. Well, actually, I don't stay away from it. I watch it and then I cross it off my list because I think, no, that's not going to be for me.
What fragrance do you think is massively overhyped?
Overhyped fragrance, Creed Aventus. Yeah, Creed Aventus off the top. Dior Homme, the original, or Dior Homme Intense. I think that's very overrated. I think Iris was seen as a very in thing, and people went over the top, especially with the older batches. But yeah, Creed Aventus is overrated. It's overpriced. The quality's gone. The note profile's completely changed. The older original batches, you know, they used to have the nice pineapple and citruses in the top, and then they had the ambergris, they had the birch tar, and it was deep and it was smoky, so you had citruses, woods and smoke. Lovely, lasted quite well, projected well, developed and was non-linear, whereas now Aventus, God knows how much it is a bottle. I'm sure it's, you know, getting up there towards 350 quid or something, and now it's 100 mil instead of 120 mil, so they're reducing the bottle size and they're increasing the price, and it's basically light bright citruses and then it just disappears. You've got a bit of woods and a bit of musk. Doesn't last. Projects okay for an hour, then it's gone. It's overpriced. the quality's gone, and for me, I'd just stay away from Creed Aventus. Massively overhyped, in my opinion, hugely. Yeah, I've done a video on it. Watch the video, Has versus the Hype. I think it was episode 1, and I had Creed comparing it to Creed 10th anniversary edition, which cost a fortune. And yeah, I had an original, I had a 14 batch, I had an 18 batch, and then I had this 2020 batch. And yeah, compare the 14's the best by far. Best by far.
I've got some rapid fires for you.
Okay, are they from you or are they from
me.
people watching? Right, okay, go on then.
Fresh or dark fragrances?
Dark, for sure.
Designer or niche?
Niche, it has to be. Designer fragrances, far too samey, costing too much, flankers aren't different enough. So niche for me. I'd rather have one good niche fragrance than 3 bang average designers.
Loud projection or subtle elegance?
No, loud projection, boom, like my personality. I'm not subtle. I can be elegant, but I'm not. I'm loud, I'm bold, I'm brash, tastefully so. I'm not disrespectful. But I like to be noticed. I'm colourblind. I like wearing big, bold colours, luminous colours. I mean, look at these here. Have a look at these. Look at this. There's my trousers, right? And there's my socks, and there's my slippers. Look at them. Now, if you're telling me I like subtlety and elegance, then yeah, you're sadly mistaken. I like big, bold, brash fragrances that match my personality. So there you go.
Socks just set off the outfit, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, there you go. That's me. That's me to a T. You know, I'm outgoing. I've got a bold personality. I like to speak to people, interact with people. I like to laugh with people. I think I'm good, easygoing company. But yeah, I'm a character, as you probably know from the channel. But at the end of the day, you only live once. Who wants to be boring in a sheep and fit in with the crowd? I like to stand out. Be the leader, not the follower.
This is why I was quite surprised at your choice for the fragrance which represents you, because I would have said something really loud and in your face and
yeah, well,
kinda...
that fragrance is quite loud.
Yeah.
It does project and it's bold and it lasts forever. And I just love the fruity notes in the profile. It's wonderful. And the quality was there. But yeah, I do like bold fragrances.
Yeah, I can imagine something like Blue Sapphire.
Yeah, Blue Sapphire. Yeah, love that one. I wore that one to the horse racing. High quality, very classy. You know, I love the raspberry and wood in it. It's brilliant. And yeah, so if I'm going to like an outdoor social event or a gig or something memorable, like, you know, I don't know if they're in the video. I will be in the video, in the shorts. So when I went to the horse racing this past year, I had a blue velvet suit and I wore Blue Sapphire Supercharged because that's the way I am. I like the attention. I like to be noticed. That's what I like. If I don't, that's absolutely fine. But I'm not someone to wear black suit, white shirt, black tie, black shoes and be boring. That's not me at all. So yeah, the bigger and bolder and crazier the fragrance, then the better. You know, I've got some boxes here. And yeah, you know, got quite a variety of fragrances. But yeah, if you've got something big, bold, divisive, ouds, animalics, you know, bold citruses, odd citruses. I love banana in fragrance. I love mango, passion fruit, crazy stuff. You know, I'm not just your bergamot kind of guy. But you give me something challenging or outlandish. Frederic Malle is an awesome house, which do unique fragrances, bold, divisive stuff. I love their fragrances. I love it. It makes us happy. It makes us excited. It gives us a buzz. But yeah, that's why I don't really like designer fragrances much, because they're all very people-pleasing, simple, you know, not offensive. And it's just boring, man, isn't it? It's just boring.
Spring fragrance or winter fragrance?
Winter. I love winter fragrances. Big, deep, bold, you know, last a long time. Whereas spring fragrances, yes, I do like fresh fragrances. Wood citruses, I do like them, but they don't tend to last as long. The projection can be good, but yeah, I prefer winter fragrance. I do prefer winter fragrance. I'm not going to lie.
Now, I think I know the answer to this one, considering what you've just said. Safe compliment getter or artistic masterpiece?
Yeah, just artistic. Is these your questions?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Artistic, individual, divisive, masterpiece. Love it. Honestly, some of them Frederic Malles, man. Some of them are just absolutely outstanding. The Moon is brilliant. Promise is a really good fragrance, you know. All of them Desert Gems, absolutely wonderful fragrances. Synthetic Jungle that were done, the very green one, that was brilliant. I'm popping out bushes and all kinds if you haven't seen that one. Yeah, Music for a While by Frederic Malle. What a fragrance that is. Honestly, I've done a short on it before, just sitting in front of the fire, but for a Sunday afternoon fragrance with a bit of character, some bold fruits and musks. What a fragrance. I'm going to review that soon, actually. That's just reminders. What a fragrance that is.
And you prefer to blind buy or sample first?
I'm a blind buyer. If I see a good deal, I'm getting in there with both feet. No messing about. I'm buying it, I'm reviewing it, and if it's no good, I'm selling it on. I do some samples, but I don't tend to do them because I like to show you the presentation. I like to show you the bottles rather than just, oh, here's a little 1ml sample on a little spray card and here it is on the screen. No, I like to show you the boxes if I can, the bottles, give you the real deal. And if it's no good, I'll pass it on. But the good thing is with the experience I've got now, because I'm heading towards 30, I tend to know what scent profiles and what houses I like. So normally a blind buy is still relatively safe, but there's always exceptions.
Brian Carahart is
Yes,
saying,
my friend Brian. How you doing, Brian?
where in the northeast do you purchase fragrances without blind buys? So if you were to purchase without a blind buy, where would you get it from?
Oh, well, to be honest, like I say, I don't buy much retail. I really don't. I buy them on the fragrance groups where I can save a lot of money. But I'm in the northeast near, well, it's technically Gateshead, but it's near Newcastle. You've got a place called the Metro Centre. You've got a lot of designer stores in there. And, there's a few little fragrance malls. There's a lot of Arabic stalls, actually, which do some great little fragrances. But yeah, I would just go to the Metro Centre. I think there's a Phoenix in there as well. Phoenix do a hell of a lot of fragrances. There's 3 floors in there, so yeah, I would go to the Metro Centre if I was wanting to sample or potentially purchase. But like I say, I don't buy much retail. I buy them on the groups that get sent through the post and smashed by Royal Mail. Other services are available, and I don't want to say that they deliberately smash things, but UPS is the bloody worst. If anyone sends anything by UPS, good Lord, I've
Doesn't
got
got a
no
chance.
No chance in hell, and I'm going to say that live. That's just the way it is. Bad experiences with UPS. Hermes aren't much better neither. Well, actually, I'll tell you a story. Here we go. Have we got any questions there or not?
Yes.
Right, just one. Give us that question, I'll come back to the story. What's the question?
Check and Speak number 88. Have you worn it?
No, I've heard of it, but I haven't. Unfortunately, I haven't. Is it one that I should be checking out? From what you've seen of me and my personality, is it one you think I like? If so, put it in the chat and I'll try it. And while you're getting back to us, here's the story. So I ordered a zoologist fragrance. I think it was from slickboys.co.uk. This is no issue with them. And they used Hermes. I'm sure it was Hermes. And they delivered the package. Now, the problem is, normally, if a package is delivered in your safe space or where they think is safe, although they think putting it outside of your front door on an open street is safe, which it isn't, instead of putting a card through your door and saying where it is, this one was in the recycling bin. Can you believe that? They posted a fragrance and put it in my recycling bin. They didn't put anything through my door. They sent an email to the email that I give when when you auto-fill a form in, sometimes it just comes up with an email. It's an email I don't even use. So they apparently sent an email out, say it's been delivered, there's a photo of it in your recycling bin. Well, guess what? Waited a week for this fragrance to come, didn't see it. The recycling went out, and a £200 zoologist fragrance is now making a refuse or dumpster or rubbish bin, truck, whatever you want to call it. It's now making that smell fantastic. And yeah, I managed to get a refund after a lot of complaint, but how disgraceful. I think people think putting a fragrance in a recycling bin the day before recycling is acceptable behaviour. Absolutely blew my mind, that. But there you go, that's a very recent true story. It was for my birthday, that fragrance. It's well cheesed off.
Oh dear. Lesson learned though, I guess.
Yeah.
Beach Life says, hi from Southern California. Are you more into designer or niche fragrances? They must have just joined us, I think.
Yeah, very much niche. I love niche. I'd prefer one good niche to 3 designer fragrances. The designers are very samey, flankers aren't different enough. I like artistic, bold stuff. A lot of niche brands that I do like. I've heard in Southern California it's extremely hot out there. So you know what that means. Get your Louis Vuitton imagination on for the summer heat. Fantastic.
Have we got any recommendations from you guys? If you want to share your recommendations for fragrances, and we'll see if Haz has tried them before or not, and it'll just all help each other with your ideas.
If there's any fragrances that you've worn and you've thought are very good, put them in the chat, flag them up, highlight them to me, because sometimes I get recommendations on my fragrance videos and then I will write them down, and if they do come up at a good price, I will purchase them and review them. So yeah, I'm always open to viewers' recommendations, because at the end of the day, buy a fragrance, I review it and I give my personal opinion, but I'm not one of these people who think I know everything and I'm only going to buy fragrances that I like. I do subscriber requests on reviews if I can, but I also like to hear what kind of stuff you like. So, you know, if the stuff that's making waves that I maybe haven't heard on social media and it's got a lot of positivity, put it in the chat, and if I get it at a good price, then I'll purchase it and I'll review it and I'll let you know what I think. I'm always open to suggestion. I'm not on a high horse here thinking I know everything and you must listen to me. Interact with me, make suggestions, and let's have a great community spirit here.
And Joni says, I live in the USA. It's not readily available for me. Number 88. It's supposedly Aussie's fragrance.
Right, okay, right. Well, I'll have a look into it. I'll have a look. What was it? Check and Speak, was it?
Yes.
Right, well, what I'll do after the end of this Q&A, which is going to be running for maybe another 10-15 minutes or so, I'll have a look at the scent profile. I'll put a ISO up and in search of on the fragrance forums, and I'll see if I can get hold of it. If I can get hold of the bottle, great. If I can get hold of a sample, I will. And if I do get hold of it, I'll let you know exactly what I think of it, either by short or by review. So I'll do just that.
Yeah, well, we've got you here, audience. Please let us know if you have any requests for fragrance reviews as well.
Yeah.
Just pop those in the chat for us.
Yeah, and then if I've got it, it means I can fast forward it and review it for you. So then it'll come sooner rather than later. Because I do have a few fragrances. I've probably got a couple of hundred. You know, and I like to review them when they're seasonally appropriate or when they're newly released. But if there's anything that you want reviewing, put it in the chat. And if I've got it, then I'll certainly review it. Not a problem. How many viewers do we have? Do we have any left or have they all gone home?
We've got 8 watching at the moment.
Okay.
We have 5 minutes left, so please get your questions in before we get finished.
Yeah, because unfortunately I've got places to be later on this evening and that can't be rearranged. Hence the reason I'm here and not at the quiz this week, unfortunately. But yes, I do have some other commitments. So yes, any questions about fragrance or otherwise, anything upcoming for the channel or whatever, stick it in the chat and I'll get back to you.
Let me just have a look at mine.
That's all right. We can take a bit of a break and have a sip of tea. Oh, and also if you want to know how I like my tea, I like my tea with the tea bag left in it. There you go.
You look dead classy with your Earl Grey tea bag there.
Yeah, well, that's just the way I am. I'm an Earl Grey kind of guy. Do you know why? Earl Grey contains bergamot. And bergamot is the key note in fragrances. Fantastic.
Do you ever get nervous when you make a video or publish a video?
Nope. Never get nervous. I'm not nervous now. It's just second nature, probably because of the job I do as a lawyer. If I'm in court, I don't prepare anything. I just think on my feet. That's the way my brain works. That's the way I process things. Nothing here is planned. No reviews are planned. I'll just sit down. I'll record on camera. And I don't feel nervous because at the end of the day, I haven't got anything to be nervous about because I'm telling the truth. I'm not paid. I'm giving my honest opinion and I'm trying to put it across the best way I can. If people like that and enjoy that, fantastic. If they don't enjoy that, that's not a problem. They can watch another style of review or another reviewer or another type of, you know, fragrance channel. That's not a problem. So at the end of the day, I don't get nervous. I don't really get nervous in life about much, to be honest. But yeah, I just do my reviews off the cuff and hope that you enjoy them. You must enjoy them because I've got a few subscribers now, so I must be doing something right.
Stormcloud says, dry ice blasting. I don't know if that's the name of a fragrance or if it's just a statement.
Dry ice blasting. Well, the last dry ice blasting that I had was on that skin tag that I had in the groin. That was blasted with dry ice and that was frozen and it fell off, and that's wonderful because that was giving us a lot of pain. So there you go. Dry ice blasting. Maybe he's talking about YSL cologne, which is a very cold, minty kind of blast of a fragrance. I don't know, but it sounds fun anyway.
And Beach Life said, yes, it is hot here. Early summer, I like Creed Arolfa.
Yes, Arolfa, yes, that's an old school one, yeah.
Or, Performum Roma Aquaviva.
Oh, yes, that's a brand. Very difficult to say, but yeah, they do some great fragrances, yeah. Creed Arolfa, that's interesting. Now, I love Silver Mountain Water.
Yeah.
That's really nice, that one. But yeah, Arolfa's nice. That's more old school. But yeah, Silver Mountain Water for me is great. Virgin Island water is fantastic. Yeah, do you know what? Creed did some great fragrances. Millesime, Imperial, fantastic. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't tried Creed Oud Zarian, when winter's rolling around, just get yourself a bottle of it. If you want something big, bold, lasts forever, projects like a monster, with a perfect winter note profile, Oud Zarian by Creed, and my favourite perfumer, Cecile Zarokian, it's the one for you. I don't care how much it is, 300, 400, 500, 700, 1,000. I think I would pay £1,000 for that.
Wow.
100 millilitres, Oud Zarian, £1,000. I'm paying it, it's that damn good.
High praise indeed. And Beach Life says Laboratory Perfumes Gorse is great too.
All right, okay. No, I haven't tried that one. I wonder if some of these are like kind of American brands. Now, American brands, I've tried a few Mind Games. I've done a few reviews on the channel. Some are good, some are not so good. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe not so good. If you know, you know. But I'm looking to try and get French Defense by Mind Games because I love cherry in a fragrance. And I've heard that's supposed to be a really good one. So I'm looking to try that one if I can.
That'll be interesting. Right, that's about all we've got time for today. We are at 7:30.
How many viewers do we have?
We have 11 at the moment.
All right, so we're actually picking up. I'll tell you what, you've got 2 minutes. Any final questions, get them in and I'll answer them before I go. So this is your last chance saloon because we've got a few more watchers and I don't want them to miss out because they're taking time out of their day. So there you go. If anything comes in, we'll let them know. Have you cut it off?
No?
All right, okay. You're just looking at us like you've cut the live off. No, that's fine. Right, well, if that is all the questions for today, then thank you very much for tuning in. I'll do another questions and answers in a couple of months. So, you know, if you've got anything jotted down and next time I'm live, by all means ask. If you've got any fragrance review requests, by all means put them in the comments on the videos. Oh, blimey. Videos are out every Wednesday and every Sunday, so don't miss them. They come out at 6 PM unless there's a good reason for them not to be appearing on the channel. So until then, I'll see you in the next one.